Many men, perhaps you, perhaps someone you know, have found themselves in a situation where they have altered their behavior in order to please a woman. They have changed their likes, dislikes, beliefs, and even their very essence just to earn that precious approval. This isn't an isolated phenomenon. It's a widespread issue. Men, feeling compelled to contort their personalities in the face of expectation or in pursuit of affection, have allowed themselves to drift away from who they truly are. The problem with this is that in doing so, you're sacrificing your individuality, your identity, and your authenticity. This authenticity is paramount. There is no substitute for it. It is the core of your being, the essence of who you are. Peel back the layers of societal expectation, fear of rejection, and the desire for approval, and you will find your authentic self. That's what we need to protect, to nurture, to keep intact. That is what makes you, you. But let's not just dwell on the problem. Let's look at a solution. To address this, we're going to delve into an ancient philosophy, Stoicism. Now, you might be wondering what a philosophy that's over 2,000 years old could possibly offer to modern men. But hear me out. Stoicism is a philosophy that promotes personal growth, emotional resilience, and individuality. It's not about being emotionless or indifferent, but rather about understanding our emotions, managing them, and using them to fuel our personal growth. It emphasizes the importance of maintaining our individuality while fostering healthy and fulfilling relationships. It offers a framework for men to be true to themselves while navigating the complex world of relationships. So, how can Stoicism help you maintain your individuality in a relationship? It starts by understanding the importance of personal freedom and autonomy. Stoicism teaches us that our autonomy, our ability to make decisions for ourselves, is one of our most precious assets. It is a gift, a privilege, and a responsibility that we should never take for granted or willingly give up. But often, men are willing to compromise their autonomy for the sake of approval. They change their opinions, their behavior, and even their values to avoid conflict or to please their partner. But let me tell you this. The moment you compromise your autonomy, you lose a piece of yourself. You lose a part of your identity. You trade your freedom for temporary approval or affection. But the affection or approval that you receive this way is not worth the sacrifice. It is not genuine, it is not fulfilling, and it will not last. In the world of Stoicism, your autonomy is not negotiable. You are not a puppet on a string, swaying to the whims and fancies of others. You are an individual with your own thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. You have a right to your opinions, to your desires, and to your dreams. And you have a right to express them, defend them, and stand by them. Compromising your integrity for approval is a dangerous game. It's a slippery slope that can lead you down a path of self-doubt, confusion, and dissatisfaction. The more you suppress your thoughts and feelings, the more disconnected you become from your authentic self. You start living a life that is not true to who you are, and that can lead to feelings of emptiness and dissatisfaction. So, let's make a promise to ourselves today. Let us not be swayed by the winds of approval and disapproval. Let us not compromise our integrity, our individuality, our autonomy. Let us stand firm in our beliefs, in our values, in our identity. Let us be true to ourselves, and let us be proud of who we are. Stoicism is not just a philosophy, it's a way of life. It's an attitude, a mindset, a guiding principle that can help you navigate through the complex world of relationships. It can help you maintain your individuality, foster personal growth, and develop emotional resilience. So, the next time you find yourself tempted to alter your behavior for the sake of approval, remember the principles of Stoicism. Remember the value of autonomy, the importance of personal growth, and the power of emotional resilience. Remember to be true to yourself, to honor your individuality, and to protect your authenticity. Because in the grand scheme of things, your personal growth, your individuality, your authenticity, these are what truly matter. These are what define you, and these are what make you, you. It is essential to recognize that sacrificing your personal freedom is not a requisite for a healthy, balanced relationship. The concept of sacrificing one's individuality to please others may seem noble, but it is fundamentally flawed. Stoicism teaches us to value personal autonomy, and rightly so, because freedom is at the very foundation of our identity. But what does this freedom really mean? It's more than just the ability to make decisions or choose your path. It is about owning your beliefs, your values, your passions, and your dreams. It is about having the courage to voice your opinions, to stand by your principles, and to follow your path, even if it is different from what others expect of you. When you compromise on this freedom, when you change your beliefs or your behavior just to fit into someone else's expectations, you are not being true to yourself. You are giving up the very essence of who you are. You are trading your freedom, your individuality, and your integrity for temporary approval. But the approval that you receive this way is not genuine. It's not authentic. It's not fulfilling. It's a hollow victory, a fleeting moment of satisfaction that leaves you feeling empty in the end. Stoicism offers us an alternative. It tells us that our personal freedom is sacred, that it should not be compromised for the sake of temporary approval. It tells us that our worth is not defined by the approval of others, but by our own beliefs, principles, and actions. Think about it. When you alter your behavior to please others, you are essentially saying that your beliefs, your values, your individuality are not important. You are saying that they are not worth defending, that they are not worth standing up for. But that's not true. Your beliefs, your values, your individuality, these are what make you unique. These are what make you, you. They are worth standing up for. They are worth defending. So, the next time you are tempted to compromise your freedom for the sake of approval, remember the principles of Stoicism. Stand firm in your beliefs. Hold on to your values. Protect your individuality. Don't let anyone or anything sway you from your path. Remember, your freedom, your individuality, your integrity, these are not negotiable. These are not up for trade. These are sacred. The Stoics believed that the key to happiness and fulfillment lies not in seeking approval from others, but in being true to ourselves. They believed that when we are true to our principles, when we live in accordance with our nature, we experience true freedom, true contentment, true fulfillment. It may be difficult at times. There may be pressures from society, from friends, from partners, to conform to certain expectations. But remember, your personal freedom is not negotiable. It is your birthright. It is your essence. It is your identity. Let this be your guiding principle as you navigate the complex world of relationships. Let the principles of Stoicism help you maintain your individuality, foster your personal growth, and protect your authenticity. Because remember, your authenticity is your greatest asset. It is your unique gift to the world. It is what makes you, you. Embrace your identity. Cherish your freedom. Nurture your individuality. Stand firm in your principles. Let the wisdom of Stoicism guide you in your journey. And remember, the only approval that truly matters is the approval that comes from within. In the pursuit of a harmonious relationship, it is all too easy to neglect one's personal growth. The allure of companionship can sometimes overshadow the necessity of self-improvement. However, appeasing and adapting to someone else at the cost of your own development is a detrimental path to tread. The Stoics understood this well and advocated for the continuous pursuit of personal growth, regardless of surrounding circumstances. While it's natural and indeed healthy to factor in your partner's needs and desires, it becomes a problem when their path becomes your path, their dreams become your dreams, and their growth becomes your growth. The danger lies in forgetting that you are, first and foremost, an individual. You have your dreams, passions, potential, and a unique path that's meant to be walked and cultivated by you alone. If you abandon your individual journey, you forsake the essence of who you are and who you could become. You must remember that your personal growth isn't just about you, it's also about your relationship. A relationship functions optimally when both parties are growing, not just as a couple, but also as individuals. When you devote yourself to personal development, you are not just enriching your life, but also bringing a better version of yourself into the relationship. Stoicism teaches us that we are all sculptors of our character. With every decision, every action, every moment of contemplation, we chisel away at the raw block of our potential. This philosophy doesn't discourage relationships or commitments, but it urges us not to let them hinder our personal growth. Now, there's a question that arises here. How do you balance personal growth with the demands of a relationship? The answer is simpler than you might think. You don't have to pick one over the other. Rather, you must walk the line between the two, understanding that they are not mutually exclusive but complementary. Your personal development should not come at the expense of your relationship, and your relationship should not stifle your personal growth. Strive to create an environment where both you and your partner can grow, share, and learn together. Encourage each other's individual passions and pursuits while also nurturing the bond that you share. This balance is the key to building a relationship that's not only emotionally fulfilling but also conducive to personal development. Remember, you are constantly evolving, constantly changing. You are not the same person you were a year ago, a month ago, or even a week ago. With every experience, every challenge, every success, and every failure, you learn, you grow, and you evolve. This is the journey of personal development. It is a never-ending journey, a journey that should not be abandoned for the sake of anyone or anything. This is where the Stoic principle of living according to nature comes into play. It is in our nature to grow, to evolve, to seek improvement. It is only when we align ourselves with this natural inclination, when we commit ourselves to continual self-improvement, that we can truly be at peace with ourselves. So, do not lose sight of the importance of your personal growth in the pursuit of a harmonious relationship. Continue to foster your passions, to chase your dreams, to face your fears, and to overcome your challenges. Let the principles of Stoicism guide you, reminding you that personal growth is not a dispensable luxury, but an essential part of being human. Never forget that growth, like love, is a journey, not a destination. It's a never-ending process of learning, evolving, and becoming the best version of yourself. And in this process, you not only become a better person but also a better partner, capable of bringing more love, understanding, and depth to your relationship. As we delve deeper into the principles of Stoicism, it's crucial to address the space emotions hold in our lives. As human beings, we are fundamentally emotional creatures. Our feelings color our experiences, influencing our decisions, actions, and reactions. However, emotions become problematic when they are suppressed or ignored, particularly in relationships. In the endeavor to maintain peace and harmony, many individuals often find themselves suppressing their emotions. They might hide their sadness, mask their anger, or brush aside their anxieties, all to avoid conflicts or uncomfortable conversations. Often, men are conditioned by societal norms to portray a facade of emotional strength, equating emotional expression with weakness. This can lead to a vicious cycle of emotional suppression and internal turmoil. Stoicism, contrary to popular belief, does not advocate for the suppression of emotions. Instead, it teaches us to acknowledge, understand, and manage our emotions. Stoic philosophers recognized that emotions are a fundamental part of human nature, but they also understood that unchecked and misunderstood emotions can lead to mayhem. Suppressing your emotions in a relationship might bring momentary peace, but it will inevitably lead to long-term problems. Undiscussed issues don't vanish. They simply lie dormant, waiting for a trigger to ignite them. When you disregard your feelings, you are not doing any favors to your relationship. Instead, you are laying the groundwork for resentment, misunderstanding, and emotional disconnect. It's important to remember that expressing your emotions doesn't mean throwing temper tantrums or becoming overly dramatic. It means communicating your feelings in an honest, calm, and respectful manner. It means letting your partner know when something bothers you, when you're hurt, when you're worried, and even when you're ecstatic. Open emotional communication builds understanding, trust, and intimacy, strengthening the bond between you and your partner. However, while expressing your emotions is vital, it's equally crucial to manage these emotions effectively. Emotions should be advisors, not dictators. Stoicism teaches us that while we cannot control our initial emotional reactions, we can control our responses to these emotions. It's about finding that balance between feeling your emotions and not letting them control your actions and decisions. This is where Stoic practices like negative visualization and dichotomy of control come into play. Negative visualization encourages us to envision the worst-case scenarios, thereby preparing us for any emotional impact. This exercise not only helps us appreciate what we have, but also equips us with the emotional strength to handle potential adversities. On the other hand, the dichotomy of control highlights the importance of focusing on things within our control, our actions, decisions, and attitudes. In the context of emotions, it reminds us that although we can't control our feelings, we can control how we respond to them. Moreover, it's crucial to understand that emotions are neither good nor bad, they simply are. They are a part of our human experience, as natural and necessary as breathing. The key lies not in suppressing them, but in understanding and managing them. So, if you find yourself stifling your emotions to avoid conflicts in your relationship, remember the teachings of the Stoics. Understand that your emotions are valid and need to be expressed. Learn to communicate your feelings effectively without letting them dictate your actions. Practice Stoic exercises to manage your emotions better and create a healthier emotional environment in your relationship. Suppressing emotions is akin to ignoring a wound. It might seem easier in the short term, but in the long run, it only leads to unnecessary pain and complications. As Stoics, we must strive to heal our wounds, not hide them. This healing begins with acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and managing them in ways that are conducive to our well-being and the health of our relationships. In exploring the principles of Stoicism, we've touched on the importance of personal autonomy, the pursuit of self-improvement, and the role of emotions. Now, we move to another significant aspect that often gets jeopardized in relationships: independence. Independence, in the context of a relationship, does not mean isolation or autonomy. It implies having a sense of self that is separate from your relationship identity. It means that your happiness and self-worth are not anchored to your relationship status or your partner's actions. It is about cultivating an internal strength and contentment that remains steadfast, regardless of external circumstances. Often, individuals find their sense of value, self-worth, and even happiness tethered to their relationships. They start defining their identity in terms of their relationship and measure their happiness by the state of their relationship. This dependence on external factors for internal contentment often leads to a state of emotional instability, as these external factors are volatile by nature. The ancient Stoics understood this predicament. They emphasized the cultivation of eudaimonia, a term that refers to a state of contentment and fulfillment that is independent of external factors. It is derived from the Greek words eu, meaning good, and daimon, meaning spirit. In essence, eudaimonia is about nurturing a good spirit within oneself, a spirit that remains unshaken by external happenings. The Stoics believed that the path to eudaimonia lies in virtue and moral excellence. It is about deriving happiness from your actions, decisions, and character, rather than external validation or approval. It's about finding contentment in your personal growth, moral integrity, and perseverance, irrespective of the ups and downs of your relationship. Does this mean that relationships are not essential? Of course not. Relationships add value, joy, and companionship to our lives. They provide us with opportunities to give and receive love, to learn, and to grow. However, they should not be the sole source of our happiness or self-worth. Stoicism encourages us to appreciate and enjoy our relationships, but not get entangled in them. It reminds us to maintain our individuality, to continue our personal growth, and to derive happiness from within. It advises us to love and care for our partners, but not at the cost of our self-worth or happiness. In anchoring our happiness to relationships, we set ourselves up for disappointment and emotional turmoil. Relationships, like all things in life, have their peaks and troughs. If our happiness is tied to these fluctuations, our emotional state will mimic this volatile pattern, leading to emotional instability. Instead, Stoicism advocates for a stable source of happiness, one that lies within us. It encourages us to derive joy from our virtues, our actions, and our personal growth. It urges us to find contentment in our character and integrity. So, if you find your happiness or self-worth tethered to your relationship, remember the Stoic teachings. Cultivate internal strength and contentment. Nurture your good spirit. Strive for eudaimonia. This way, you'll not only strengthen your sense of self, but also bring more stability and health to your relationship. Remember, the best gift you can give to your partner is a happy, content, and self-sufficient you. Independence in a relationship is not about distance. It's about maintaining your individuality while cherishing your togetherness. It's about loving your partner without losing yourself. It's about finding happiness with them, not through them. This balance, this independence, is what Stoicism urges us to strive for. We've talked about the importance of maintaining your individuality and cultivating a sense of internal contentment. In this journey, another critical aspect to consider is authenticity. Authenticity in relationships, particularly, involves staying true to your beliefs and values, even when it's not easy or pleasing to your partner. This is a delicate balance to strike, especially when we care deeply about someone. We naturally want to make them happy, sometimes at the cost of our own principles or comfort. But the Stoics believe that it's essential to maintain authenticity and adhere to your core beliefs, even if it means not always pleasing your partner. Now, this doesn't mean being stubborn or inflexible, nor does it mean disregarding your partner's feelings or desires. It merely suggests that there must be a strong core within you, a set of values and principles that guide your actions and decisions, whether your partner agrees or not. Why are the Stoics so adamant about this? Because they understood the cost of compromising your authenticity for temporary affection. They knew that when you start changing your beliefs or actions to please others, you slowly lose touch with who you are. You start molding yourself to meet others' expectations, forgetting your own values and desires. And what happens then? You might win your partner's approval in the short term, but at what cost? Gradually, you become a stranger to yourself. You start feeling disconnected, discontented, and restless because you've strayed from your authentic self. Besides, this facade isn't sustainable. How long can you keep acting against your true nature? Sooner or later, your true self will reveal itself, and then, the relationship might suffer because it was built on inauthentic grounds. This principle is beautifully captured in one of the most famous quotes of Stoicism by Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When we alter our beliefs and actions to avoid potential conflict or disapproval, we suffer the loss of our authenticity. We suffer in our imagination, fearing the loss of affection, triggering unnecessary emotional turmoil. Stoicism teaches us to value our principles more than the fear of temporary disapproval or conflict. It encourages us to be authentic, to act in accordance with our values, and to communicate openly with our partners. When you're authentic, you're true to yourself. You feel comfortable in your skin. You feel a sense of peace and contentment because you're not trying to be someone else. You're not pretending, not putting on a facade. This authenticity brings a sense of stability and integrity to your relationship. Your partner gets to know the real you, with all your strengths and weaknesses, your quirks and eccentricities. They love you for who you are, not who they want you to be. They respect you for your integrity and authenticity. Remember, the aim is not to please your partner at all costs. The goal is to maintain your authenticity while caring for and respecting your partner's feelings and desires. This balance may not always be easy, but it's crucial for a healthy, fulfilling relationship. Stoicism teaches us to value honesty and authenticity, to adhere to our values, and to communicate openly. It encourages us to respect our partner's feelings and desires, but not to compromise our authenticity for their approval. This delicate balance between authenticity and consideration, between self-respect and respect for others, is what makes a relationship truly fulfilling and meaningful. Speaking of authenticity and integrity, let's delve a little deeper into the realm of passion and reason. Life is full of choices, and every choice we make has consequences. When we are swept up in the throes of passion, it can be all too easy to let our hearts guide us, sidelining reason and judgment. Stoicism, however, emphasizes maintaining a balance between passion and reason. The Stoics thought that it's crucial to question our desires, to see if they align with our core values, principles, and long-term goals. Epictetus, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." This poignant statement reminds us that our perception, guided by reason or passion, shapes our experience and actions. In the context of relationships, it can be easy to be swept away by the lure of desire, by the intoxicating rush of passion. It feels good to give in to our passions, to be swept up in the exhilarating whirlwind of love and desire. But as the Stoics would remind us, we must also temper this passion with reason. When our actions are guided solely by passion, we may overlook red flags, ignore our boundaries, or disregard our long-term goals. We may make decisions that feel good in the moment but may not be in our best interest in the long run. Therefore, it's essential to ensure that our desires align with our deeper values and goals. This alignment brings a sense of balance and harmony, not only within ourselves but also in our relationships. It allows us to make decisions that are not just pleasing in the moment but also beneficial in the long run. It's about questioning our desires, curiosities, and passions, and aligning them with what truly matters to us, with our core values and long-term goals. The Stoics believed that our ability to think, to reason, is what distinguishes us as humans. It's what enables us to make conscious choices, to learn from our experiences, and to grow as individuals. They championed the use of reason to guide actions, to make decisions, and to navigate life's challenges. In relationships, this means using reason to guide your actions and decisions. It means thinking things through before making big decisions, considering the potential consequences, and ensuring that your choices align with your values and goals. Stoic philosophy strongly advises against letting passion overrule reason. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or suppressing your passion. It means acknowledging your emotions, understanding them, but letting reason guide your actions. It's about finding balance, about integrating passion and reason, about aligning your desires with your values. So, the next time you find yourself swept up by passion, take a moment. Step back, breathe, and ask yourself, does this align with my core values? Is this in line with my long-term goals? Let reason guide your actions. Let it navigate you through the whirlwind of passion, and lead you towards a relationship that is not just exciting and fulfilling in the moment, but also resonates with your authentic self in the long run. After all, a relationship rooted in authenticity, guided by reason and nourished by passion, is the kind that truly endures and flourishes. As we have seen, Stoicism emphasizes the importance of reason in guiding our actions and decisions. But how can we apply these principles in our daily choices, particularly in relationships? The Stoics believed that it's not enough to merely understand their philosophy. We must also put it into practice. Applying Stoicism in daily relationship choices means adopting a mindset of clear communication, patience, and understanding. It means aiming to cultivate virtues like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline, which are cornerstones of the Stoic philosophy. Clear communication is fundamental. Stoicism teaches us to speak honestly, clearly, and assertively, without aggression or passivity. It's about expressing your needs, desires, and boundaries in a respectful and transparent way. It means actively listening, seeking to understand before being understood. It's about having the courage to talk about difficult topics, to address issues openly instead of avoiding them or letting them escalate. Patience, on the other hand, is about accepting that things won't always go our way. The Stoics believed that some things are within our control, while others are not. We can control our actions, thoughts, and responses, but we can't control others' actions, feelings, or the outcomes of situations. Therefore, practicing patience means accepting this reality and focusing on what we can control, instead of getting frustrated or upset over things beyond our control. Understanding is about cultivating empathy, about trying to see things from the other person's perspective. It doesn't mean you have to agree with them, but it does mean recognizing that their feelings, thoughts, and views are just as valid as yours. It's about acknowledging their rights, their individuality, their autonomy, and respecting their boundaries. Stoicism also encourages us to manage our reactions, to pause before responding, to evaluate our thoughts and feelings before acting on them. It's about minimizing the scope for reactive behavior that's driven by passion, anger, or frustration. Instead, it's about responding in a way that's guided by reason, that's aligned with our values and principles. This is not easy. It requires practice, self-awareness, and self-discipline. But it's also immensely rewarding. Applying Stoicism in relationships doesn't mean becoming emotionless or indifferent. On the contrary, it means becoming more aware, more compassionate, more resilient. It means living in accordance with your values, maintaining your integrity, and developing meaningful, fulfilling relationships. Remember, Stoicism is not a set of rules or prescriptions. It's a philosophy, a mindset, a way of living. It's about striving for virtue, for excellence of character, about living in harmony with nature, and about maintaining your autonomy and integrity in all aspects of life, including relationships. So, whether you're navigating the early stages of a relationship, facing challenges in a long-term partnership, or dealing with a breakup, consider the Stoic principles. Practice clear communication, patience, and understanding. Manage your reactions and let reason guide your actions. Embrace the Stoic virtues of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. Apply these principles in your daily choices, in your interactions, in your relationships. Strive to be the best version of yourself, to live in accordance with your values, to maintain your authenticity and individuality. This is the path to a fulfilling and meaningful life, to personal growth, to authentic and satisfying relationships. This is the path of the Stoic. While the beauty of Stoicism lies in its practicality, the real test of understanding lies in its application. As we have journeyed through this exploration of Stoicism and its principles, it's crucial to remember that what we've discussed is more than a simple guide for maintaining individuality and personal growth in relationships. It's a call to embrace a philosophy that can fundamentally change the way we perceive and interact with the world around us. Stoicism challenges us to live with purpose, clarity, and an unwavering commitment to our core values and principles, even in the face of adversity. It compels us to look inward, to understand and manage our emotions, and to strive for personal growth and self-improvement. It firmly advocates for maintaining our independence and autonomy, reminding us that our happiness and self-worth are not anchored to any external source, but rather, they lie within us. Instead of getting swayed by temporary affection and compromising our principles, Stoicism urges us to be authentic, to adhere to our core beliefs, and to stand strong in the face of societal pressures. It teaches us that reason should guide our actions, that our actions should align with our deeper values and goals, and that we should question our desires and impulses before acting on them. Stoicism is not about suppressing or ignoring emotions. It's about understanding them, managing them, and not letting them control us. Emotions are a part of the human experience, and while they can be powerful and sometimes overwhelming, they don't have to dictate our actions or decisions. The application of Stoicism principles in relationships encourages patience, clear communication, and understanding. Instead of reacting impulsively, Stoicism teaches us to respond thoughtfully, to practice empathy, to understand the perspectives of others, and to communicate our needs, desires, and boundaries assertively and respectfully. As we wrap up this discussion, it's important to remember that embracing Stoicism is not a one-time act, but a continuous journey of learning, growth, and self-improvement. Embracing Stoicism means constantly striving to live in accordance with its principles, to practice virtue, to embody wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline in our daily lives. The journey of Stoicism is a path that can lead us to a more fulfilling, meaningful, and peaceful life. It can help us become more resilient, more compassionate, and more understanding. It can guide us in maintaining our individuality, promoting our personal growth, and cultivating healthier, more satisfying relationships. Finally, I urge you to share this content with others who could benefit from it. If you found value in this video, I encourage you to like it and subscribe to my channel for more insights into the philosophy of Stoicism and other topics on personal growth and development. Your feedback and engagement are greatly appreciated, so feel free to comment with your thoughts, experiences, or any questions you may have. Remember, the journey of Stoicism is a personal one, and it's a journey worth undertaking. So, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, stay virtuous in accordance with Stoic teachings. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to exploring more enriching topics with you.